Far-right Zemmour announces presidential run to save France. Oh boy, a far-right guy in France? Far-right Zemmour wants to save France from decadence. He's a challenger to Le Pen for election runoff ticket. Polls see Macron winning second mandate. Let's see here. Paris, November 30th. Far-right French pundit Eric Zemmour announced his candidacy for president on Tuesday with a video in which too ominous music and footage, street violence. Okay. So they put ominous music and you get footage of street violence. He says he wanted to save France from decadence and minorities that oppress the majority. A former journalist who has been convicted of inciting racial hatred. He is the top contender to the challenge. Marine Le Pen, leader of the more establishment far-right National Rally, for placement in second round against President Emmanuel Macron. His candidacy turns the April 2022 election into a test of the endurance and limits of Europe's far right. This is so ridiculous to even read. But it's Reuters. It's just the same old people. Reuters is actually writing from the perspective of that minority that's trying to destroy the majority. And that is people who just really want to be left alone, keep their culture, keep their country, keep their currency intact, and just live whatever kind of a life they can, have children, and pass something on. That's not good enough. People much more powerful than us have other plans for the entire world, and our plans of independence, even on the smallest of levels, gets in the way of that. So what they do is they rile up people and they invade countries through migrant crises that is triggered by wars they started as well, and then the propaganda in the media and in the schools. We can talk about this some other time because, of course, the operation, I should say, to bring a South African-style race war to the United States continues every day. Every day. Maybe we'll find some time for that tomorrow or whatever, because I stay away from it for a certain amount of time before bringing it up and touching on it again, because I just don't want to beat a dead horse, and I want to be able to have us all come up for, some time to breathe. But it's good to just remind ourselves of what's going on here. And because what's going on, Zemmour's hardline criticism of Islam and immigration has drawn support from Le Pen's voter base and from the mainstream conservative right, but has also alienated some voters that Le Pen had long sought to reassure. As footage showed women with headscarves, black men in the metro, and CCTV footage of fights, violence, he told voters on Tuesday that watching movies, walking on the street, or going to a hospital, you feel like you're no longer in the country you once knew. You are a foreigner in your own country. There's really nothing controversial about that. That's the point of flooding the continent of Europe with tens of millions of migrants that have no chance in assimilating, not in any large respect. I'm sure that there are some that have very respectfully found good neighbors and a job and are supporting themselves somehow, but by and large, this is what it's supposed to be. And I bet you any money that if you really look into this guy, which I didn't spend time doing, but just knowing what's going on out there, he's probably as socialistic as any other European politician, but just happens to believe that murdering French culture is not as altruistic as the EU would suggest. Therefore, he's not just right, but far right. Far right. So far to the right. Fucking stupid. Stupidity on every continent.